Versailles has 2,300 rooms. Tourists get to see exactly 60 of them. What hours at is behind the other 2,240 doors? Today you will discover royal areas that are normally locked shut, and the real stories that happened there. No myths, no legends. Just documented history that is arguably more incredible than fiction. We researched why royal bedrooms often had secret back doors, how a 300-year-old tunnel is still being used today, and the room that does not appear on any official floor plan. Stick around, because by the end you will understand that these palaces were not just pretty buildings. They were survival machines. Let us start with something that sounds simple but is actually staggering: the servant corridors. We looked into the design of Hampton Court Palace, built for Henry VIII. King Henry had one very specific requirement. He absolutely hated seeing servants. To solve this, his architects designed something ingenious. Behind almost every wall in Hampton Court, there are hidden corridors. We found records of 800 meters of them. They are only 60 to 80 centimeters wide. That is barely room for one person carrying a tray. The doors? They were disguised as wooden panels. There are 47 secret entrances throughout the palace. If you press a hidden spring, the wall opens. Picture the scene: cooks rushing with steaming dishes, laundresses hauling dirty sheets, all moving silently through these corridors, like ghosts. The king sits in his great hall, completely unaware of the army of people literally inches away behind the wall. This was not about romance or intrigue. This was pure social hierarchy turned into architecture. But here is the twist. Records suggest Henry VIII ended up using these corridors himself to secretly visit Anne Boleyn without his first wife, Catherine, finding out. The servant passages became the ultimate royal highway for secret affairs. Today, these corridors are rarely seen. Access is limited to very small groups and the cost is over £50. Most visitors walk right past them, never knowing they exist. Now imagine October 6th, 1789. 6 o'clock in the morning at Versailles. Marie Antoinette wakes to screaming. A mob has stormed the palace. They are looking for her. According to historical accounts, she grabs a candle, barefoot, still in her nightgown, and runs for her life. She pulls open a secret door concealed in the golden wood paneling and sprints through a 60-meter corridor known as the Passage du Roi, or the King's Passage. It was pitch black except for her single candle. This passage was originally built so the king could discreetly visit the queen without the entire court watching. On this morning, it was a lifeline. Marie Antoinette reached the door at the other end. She tried to open it. It was locked from the inside. She pounded on it. She waited. 2 minutes passed. 2 minutes that must have felt like an eternity while the mob tore through her bedroom behind her. Finally, the door opened. She stumbled into safety where the king was waiting. 3 minutes. That is how much time the secret passage bought her. 3 minutes saved her life that day, though 4 years later, there would be no secret passage to save her from the guillotine. The passage was restored in the 1980s, but it remains hidden from the general public, tucked away behind the gold and silk. Before we move on to a room that technically does not exist, if you are enjoying these hidden stories, consider following along for more deep dives into historical secrets. In 21, a restoration team was working at Windsor Castle. Watt hour cell comparing floor plans from different periods, they noticed something strange. An 1850 plan showed a room, but on the 1900 plan, that same room had vanished. They measured the walls and found 4 meters of space that should not be there. Using thermography, which are heat-sensing cameras, they found a hollow chamber, approximately 4.2 meters by 3.8 meters, completely sealed off. Historians believe that after Prince Albert died in 1861, Queen Victoria was devastated. She turned many of his private rooms into shrines, untouched, sealed, and frozen in time. This hidden room might be one of those shrines. Interestingly, the Royal Collection Trust has confirmed it exists, yet they have no plans to open it. Right now, inside Windsor Castle, there is a room that nobody has entered in over 140 years, and nobody knows what is inside. Next, we go back to Versailles, because what is above ground is impressive, but what is below is truly massive. Under Versailles, there is a 5-kilometer network of tunnels. Built in the 1680s under Louis XIV, Their purpose was to supply 10,000 people living in the palace without any surface traffic. Food, wine, firewood, laundry, everything moved underground. What hours at is fascinating is that these tunnels are still in use today. Modern museum staff use them to transport artwork and run climate control systems. Electric carts have replaced servants with torches, but the system still works exactly as designed. The tunnels are 2 meters tall, high enough to walk upright, and they have sophisticated ventilation shafts. This is 1680s engineering that still functions perfectly over 340 years later. These were not escape routes. Louis XIV built them so he would never have to smell food being cooked or see waste being removed. It was architectural arrogance on a spectacular scale. Finally, we look at the Tower of London. In 1671, a man named Colonel Thomas Blood tried to steal the British crown jewels. He actually used a hammer to smash the crown flat so he could hide it under his coat. He was caught, but the security response that followed created one of the most protected rooms in the world. Today, the vault features 3 separate steel doors. Each one is 8 centimeters thick and weighs 700 kilograms. Each door has 3 locks. That is 9 keys, held by 9 different people. To open the vault, all 9 people must be present, every single time. The system now includes biometrics, over 100 cameras, vibration sensors, and weight-sensitive floors. The jewels inside are worth an estimated 3 to 5 billion pounds. However, the irony remains. The original theft did not succeed because of bad locks. It succeeded because the thief spent weeks befriending the guard to build trust. The weakness was not the architecture, it was human nature. From servant corridors to maximum security vaults, royal palaces were never just for show. They were machines designed for survival and social control. Out of these 5 restricted areas, which one would you most want to step inside? Next time, we will explore a room in Edinburgh Castle that was sealed for 400 years.